Y'all, thank you so much for tapping in. We're going to do the intro again because this is what I do. You know, I can have some fun. And this is my show, and I can do whatever I want because I own the show. You know, this is what it is. Man, but it's super dope, super dope. Excited to have the homie LeauxFi. If y'all didn't hear it in the beginning, the dude has produced some undercut records. He claimed he's still on the come up. I don't know how true that is.
I'm on the come up, dog. Till you get number one, you on the come up.
It's coming, okay? We're gonna let you live your life on that one. We're gonna let you live your life, man. So he's produced the most recent thing that I've seen, and you got to correct me if I'm wrong if there's anything newer. The most recent is the Joe Biden and Camilla Harris production. Man, that got to be a big deal for you.
Yeah, it's my first commercial, dog. I definitely wanted to get into commercials like early. When I first started college, I actually wanted to go into marketing, and I wanted to go into advertising and shit like that too. So it's like full circle for me. Man. And it was unexpected. So that's the best kind of placement. Right. Unexpected as shit.
So again, we talked a lot on the last one. Now I'll probably post it before, but like what made you get into music? What brought you into it?
As we said, you know, it's my upbringing. I think growing up, I was into a whole bunch of different shit. I was into football. I was into basketball. I was into skateboarding. I was into games. I was into drawing and painting. I was into anime, all types of shit. So all of that, like, you know, gave me a love of music. My parents used to play oldies throughout the house all the time. Like, I'd be upstairs playing GoldenEye 007 and I'll go Al Green. Wow. Blasting from the speakers. Like, that's my dad, bro. My dad did that. So, yeah, my parents gave me a love of the oldies. My parents gave me a love of the oldies, you know, even though they never knew that, but that's where it came from.
Right.
But then I'm watching anime, so I'm hearing all this orchestra and Japanese music going, man, these dudes is killers. And, you know, I'm listening to the people who are hot right now. So DMX, Busta Rhymes, Kanye's coming up in like 2003, 2004. Yep. I'm in high school at that point. So I'm listening to all of those. And, you know, I just have a big blend. Skateboarding puts me in touch with some rock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm listening to not just Linkin Park, which everyone fucking knows, but, you know, I got homies putting me on to like Breaking Benjamin and Seven Days Grace and whatever the fuck. So I'm dabbling. I don't really like rock because, you know, it's punk rock era at that time. I don't really like rock, but, you know, the Green Days and
Green Day was cold. Adult, hey,
my Chemical Romance. Cold, bro. I love them. I love them to death. But that was weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2006. You black and you sitting there just like, yo, y'all think that's Green Day? Everyone's looking at you like,
they gonna look at you like you crazy.
What is this, dog? Like, you know, that kind of thing. So I had a love of all kinds of music growing up, bro. Like, I really did. And I was a kid who was always drumming on the desk. Whenever my mind would wander, I got in trouble for that all the fucking time. So I was always making beats with like pens and shit whenever the teacher was talking. And
when the teacher was talking, how?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Teacher would hate it, dog. Like I haven't done that shit in years because I don't be in classes. But if I had 2 pens in my hand, I probably still would end up tapping away and making like a beat or some shit. Like, I was cold with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, I never really thought to make beats at that point. I just loved music. Mm-hmm. And I went to college at UCF in Orlando when I first started college, and it was probably like the first week of school. It was like the first week of school. I was walking past somebody's room, and I noticed that the beat that I was hearing, because he had the bass was knocking, and it kept starting over, but it would start over different. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like I was like just standing in front of somebody's dorm room looking like, yo, is he making a beat right now? And I would hear like the kick bites of, then I would hear the hi-hat. And I was like, nah, he's making the beat. Hey, I knocked on his door.
You knocked on his door?
Real shit. I swear to God. I knocked on his door and I was like, hey, man, are you making a beat? This white guy, his name is J10. I think he's from Pennsylvania. So, you know, under the off chance that he was, bro, this is the guy who started me off, bro. Like, he's important, man. Like, I always said when I make him, I'm going to break him off. I'm going to go find him and just break him off like a stack or two and just be like, hey, man, thank you. But, you know, he was basically like, yeah. He was like, you want to come inside and watch? I said, hell yeah. So
Why not, right?
yeah, so I walked into his dorm and I was watching him. He was using like well, it was called Fruity Loops back then. He was using like Fruity Loops like 6 or 7 or some shit.
That boy said Fruity Loops
And
6 or
bro,
7.
yeah, this is like 2006, 2007, like mid-year. Like, yeah, it's 2006, mid-year. And I basically watched him for like 2-3 hours and fell in love. And I was like, this is what I need to do. And I was like, how do I get this program? And he told me where to go download it illegally or some shit. I turned around, pew, got upstairs. I went straight back upstairs to my room, downloaded that bit. I was on that shit all night, dog. It was crazy. Like that's just how it went. So that was where I started making beats at, was just walking past someone's dorm. My guy J10 started me off. Thank you, J10. Yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out to J10, because now, I mean, without J10, there would be no Camilla Harris. Well, I won't say there wouldn't be, but, you know, the potential that record might not have happened with LeauxFi, you know.
Of course, man. It all starts with J10 teaching me, and then, you know, we introduced me to a few more people who lived at that dorm. And there was actually like 5 or 6 like music producers there, and in my mind at that time we were all super dope. One of them also went on to become famous. His name was Student C, but now it goes by Andrew Hypes, and like he's very, very popular out of Virginia, man. That's my guy, dog. Like I just reconnected with all of them recently. It's beautiful. So that's where I started at, literally walking by somebody's dorm room and saying, I want to try that.
Yeah. Now you used to ball too. You know, you said you used to ball. You play football. You claim that you was better. You felt that you was better at basketball.
Oh, I felt when I was still playing football, I felt that I was better at basketball. That could be biased. I loved basketball more. I did not love football. Football was like a means to an end. That was whatever. Yeah. I loved basketball. So, and it's something I used to. Like, I was active all the way up until like literally just last year, bro. I was active, and like basketball is my love. That was probably the first thing I fell in love with in life, was probably like.
So did basketball. Did you play on the team, or did you just
Nah, just intramural shit. I wasn't nice enough or tall enough to be on the team, but I was nice. And by the time I hit college, that's when I really got nice. I got my ass whooped up when I got to UCF. When I was at UCF, I got smoked by a girl on the team.
Wow.
And I couldn't do shit with her, dog. I would be locking her up, and she was like 6'5", and she had like the sky hook. I couldn't stop it.
She had the sky hook.
Couldn't stop it. It was money. Couldn't stop it. And I was like, dog, why can't I beat her? Because I'd be doing the hot sauce shit. I'd be like crossing the fuck out of her. I get my bucket or whatever, or I'm forced to shoot or whatever. And if I miss, she's going to score the next 5 times off a skyhook. And I'm like, bro, why can't I beat you?
Why?
And that's when I learned like to be smart, not just talented or flashy or whatever. So that's when my game like really took off, was college. Yeah. That's when I learned how to really fucking play. I'm nice. I can't wait till COVID is up so I can go back to the gym and start hooping.
No cap. When I make my way, I got to make my way down to Atlanta just to play you.
Hey, it's an open challenge to anybody who wants that. I can't wait. I can't wait to get back to basketball, dog. I miss that shit so bad. I miss basketball so bad, man.
Crazy. Okay, so all right, so we journeying, we're taking our journey. J10, shout out to J10 for getting you started.
Yeah.
So I seen somewhere in my research, and yes, I do research on the people that I bring on here. And all of y'all that's watching, if you doing something, do your research. Like, before you actually jump into stuff, like, make sure you researching. Always. Because if you're not researching, like, you're not going to understand what's going on, and you're just going to be winging it. And if you're winging it, what content is that? What benefit is that going to be? You know what I mean?
You're going to fuck up real good. You're going to fuck up real good if you don't know what you're doing.
Facts.
I can tell you stories about that shit. People fucking up. Like, people think that I know everything, and I really don't. I don't know everything, but I pay attention, and I pay attention to other people's fuck ups, so I don't gotta mess up. Hey, so when people fucked it up by fumbling the bag, walked into a room and didn't say hello to the right person, I was in the corner going, like,
I'm gonna say hello.
yeah, because you never know. You too busy trying to talk to the main draw, and you don't know that his manager is the person you need to be talking to.
Exactly.
So do your research and you don't make that mistake ahead of time, or say something touchy that you shouldn't have said to them. They be soft, man. So they got sensitive feelings.
Right.
You say the wrong thing to them, and next thing you know, you blackballed and don't know why. Like,
Exactly.
Do your research, man.
Exactly. So I did some research, and I seen at some point, because there's some stuff out there that says that you were a part of Internet Money.
Oh yeah.
How did that come about?
So it was like right around the time when I started taking music seriously as I should, like probably around 2016. Because that whole period from 2006 to 2016, I was having fun. I was learning my style. I was doing it for the love. I was in that period. And I remember I reached out to like Taz Taylor, probably like 2014, 2015, something like that, just to show love, because I heard his beats on YouTube and I was like, hey man, you're fucking dope.
Right.
And I guess according to him, he kept tabs on me past that point because he liked what I put out too. I didn't know that. But in 2016, I had an idea where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start selling beats online. And I was like, I'm gonna start selling beats online so I can make some bread. And I was like, my beats are nice enough, I'm gonna just make money. So, like, I'm better than everybody else. So as long as I put my beats online, they're gonna sell. That's what I thought. Wrong as fuck. So after like the first 3 months,
that's not how it works at all.
Yeah, after the first like 3 months of failure, I was like, bro, I'm trash as shit. I thought I was nice. I thought I was nice, bro. How come no one's fucking with me? This is crazy. And what's that shit everyone's on right now? It's not Periscope. It's Discord. It's a Discord chat.
Yep.
So Discord is starting to pop off. I think I'm in this producer named Prodlum's Discord. I think he's the one who runs it. I don't remember. And Taz Taylor's in there. Beat Plug is in there. A few people are in there. Like, it's a lot of people, but a few of the heavy hitters at the time are in there. And I reached out to Beat Plug saying, hey Beat Plug, you post some R&B shit sometimes. I was like, hey, I got a proposition for you, dog. If I give you a beat to sell and you like it, would you sell this for me and take 50% of the profit? He was like, I mean, sure, I guess, why not? Let me see. Let me see what it sounds like. And he heard it. He was like, oh, fuck yeah. He was like, let's do it. So he put it up that Friday, and it started selling like crazy. Like, it literally set records, like on BeatStars and.
So wait,
he
didn't produce anything on the record?
Oh, on Late Nights, on that Late Nights record?
On whatever beat that you...
he sequenced it. He took the hi-hats at the beginning. I think he shortened the second verse.
And you gave him 50%.
Yeah, because I had nothing. That beat was out.
No,
the funny thing is, the beat was out for like 3 months, and it had like 100 and something views on my channel.
Right.
He put that shit out. It sold in under 5 minutes. Like, honest to God, it wasn't up for 5 minutes before it got its first sale. And it just kept happening and happening. I've made well over 20 racks off of that online beat, on that one beat.
Whoa, okay. So now, I wish I had the little button that Sway got. Ow! But like,
that shit was crazy, man.
But that's crazy. Like, and people aren't like producers, and a lot of producers are watching. They don't really. I know for me, when I first started out production, and I wasn't about to just give away my production to people. Like, I'm about to try to sell this myself. Like, I felt too prideful. Like, I can't let you take credit for what I did and you don't do nothing,
Man, that was my attitude for too long, but I was in my way, dog, because Taz actually told me probably like in 2015 that I should start selling beats online. And I was like, no, I want to chase placements. I was chasing placements hard. Like, I was going to all the events in South Florida, meeting these rappers and their entourages and the managers. I was grinding, working for a label on their street team, trying to work my way. I was doing everything, and it was not working. The Taz was like, I'm telling you, sell on YouTube. Yeah. So if I had fucking listened when he first told me, dog, I could have got grandfathered in. But I didn't. So this was the next idea I had, where I was like, let me just see if he sells it. Will it move? The answer is fucking yes. And basically, what that taught me, it wasn't me. It was all about the marketing. It was about the name brand. So that opened up my mind to that whole side. When that happened, Taz was kind of just like, and reached out. Taz reached out, was like, "Yo, you did this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "The irony of it is, I would have asked Taz to sell it for me instead,
Right.
but I figured he was too busy, so I hit
Mm.
Beatplug instead, who was right there in front of me.
Right.
So that's when Taz reached out, was like, "Hey, man, like I think you're ready." And he's like, "I want to make you internet money." Like they were young at that point. Like I think
Right.
at that point there was like 5 of them in there, maybe 4 or 5.
Mm.
He brought me on board. We had a lot of fun together, man. It ended ugly, but
Really?
for sure, for sure. But it was a good time, dog. It was a good time. I'm not mad at it. It did what it was supposed to do.
So talk about that transition. You know, like you transitioned out of internet money. What was that like? Because I'm pretty sure, like and just from what I know about internet money, that's like they like family. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
No. It's not like I will talk about it. I'm going to take time to make sure I don't insult anybody
No,
or
absolutely.
badmouth anybody who's not here to defend themselves. So I will just say it wasn't for me. After a while, I didn't like where things were going in a direction and the way people were treated in and out of the group. So we
Okay.
just started being tired, started butting heads a lot because we're both very strong-willed and strong-minded. So it didn't work after a while.
Yeah.
Transitioning out of the group, honestly, leaving that group kicked a few things off for me. So when I left that group, a few people reached out saying like, "Yo, I see you left. I didn't want like I fucked with you, but I didn't fuck with them, or I didn't fuck with him." So I never reached out to say something, but I got some bags, I got some opportunities for you now that you're on your own.
Yeah.
So like that kicked a few things off where people called me and started hitting me up for other opportunities and helping me out with stuff. Eventually, probably like a month or two in, I was looking at all my producer friends who were super dope, and I was just like, why don't y'all know each other? And I was looking at the state of the industry, and I'm like, producers go on runs for a year or two, and then they fall off, and there's a new producer takes their spot, and then they fall off, and I was just like, but I basically figured that if they didn't step on so many people on the way to the top, it would probably be harder for them to fall off. So I came up with the idea of, hey, why don't we all just work together?
Yeah.
With me and my friends, I thought, let me introduce everybody to each other because you're
Smart.
all super dope and we're all cool. And I know our personalities mesh. Why don't we just put all our resources together and just try to elevate each other up? So if one person gets on, they pull up the other people.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So they're all like, yeah, that is pretty fucking smart. Basically, we just lock up the game. When one of us gets on, like bring all the other people with us, and like you can't make us all fall off at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just extend that run. That was the idea behind it. But I didn't want it to be called a group. I didn't want to make an official group because I didn't want people thinking I was trying to copy internet money. But an investor came along, a situation I have never really spoke about publicly. So I'm still gonna keep that under wraps because
Look,
people wouldn't believe it. People would not believe it for one if I said it right now or whatever. But we had an artist deal that we was going in on that was fucking huge. They ended up having a huge record label deal too, but we were supposed to be packaged with that as a stipulation. It fell through in the very end. But because of that, we had to become an official group to even be eligible. So that's what turned us into an actual team named 10. I named it because we had 10 members, of course. And we're like, what's some Quentin Tarantino sounding shit that we could have? And like, really just like, my boy Don Kevo was like, the 10. I'm like, that's hard.
Don't nobody have because you don't think about it.
I was like, that sounds like a fucking movie. Like that sounds like some kind of like badass Quentin Tarantino movie, the 10. And I think like 2 months later, he came out with the Fearful 7 or the Hated 8, the Hateful 8 or some shit. So I was like, yeah, we nailed it.
You definitely hit it.
Yeah, so that's when the group came together, and that's how we came to be, man. So we really leveled up a lot from that situation. I mean, that situation told us that we were worth a couple million is what was on the table. Wow. So I was like, damn, we was worth a couple million with no big placements out. What are we worth when we get the placements? And they got to come back and ask a second time.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been working towards now, securing big placements, securing big moments. Basically to build the brand up, and that's what we've been doing. So that's all it's been for the last couple of years. I mean, we went out and took vacations together. Like that, them people right there, that's my brothers, dog. Like
Yeah.
that's my brothers, man. I can't stop until they're millionaires.
No, I listened to the interview you did with DJ Payne One, man, and I think the thing that really hit me the hardest was like, man, like dude said when you said it's not about like I can't stop. Like I've been making executive moves and I'm not stopping until I can have everybody on my team make six figures. Like that itself says that you're invested. Like you said, you were doing it for the love, but you're invested in this. Like you're invested in the people that you're around.
Yeah,
So
man.
talk about like what is that like being a creator and being an executive?
It's difficult, honestly. It's difficult because people think that as long like I did when I started, you think that as long as you're good, you're gonna make it. But you're not thinking about the required politics that you got to play. You're not thinking about navigating the business side, and that business side is the part that drives everybody crazy. Like all the artists and musicians who are druggies and are going through that shit, it's the business side fucking that up.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all other external things like they got fake people all around them or whatever, and that of course is depressing too. But I mean, like the business side is what catches everybody up. The business side takes so much focus that it's hard for you to be a creative and an executive at the same time. It's very so. I've fell back on making beats. Like this year, I've probably made 30 beats to this day. Like
That's
I probably
crazy.
got 30, and most of the time, what I'm doing, I'm on my phone trying to connect the next play. I'm meeting people, discussions or whatever. Like we got a session to go cook up tomorrow with me, my teammate Playhouse, and this awesome dude named Hunter Ben Kilo. If you guys have heard of him, we got a session tomorrow. But outside of sessions and shit like that, I haven't been cooking like that for real, dog. Like I know I can, and every now and then I'm just like, let me see if I still got it. I throw something together, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm nice. And then I go back to doing what I was supposed to be doing. But
so is it because you don't have the time to do it?
yeah, it's rough, bro. Yeah, it's really rough. It's a combination of things too, though. I don't have the time like that, but also I don't have the desire as much as I used to.
Wow.
I don't have the desire to cook up as much as I used to. One, because, and I've said this in other interviews too, where it's like, I look at it like we are a business, right? We are a business, and if we're a business, then the product that we sell is our beats. That's our product.
Yeah.
If you were Walmart and you had an oversupply of product, let's say that Walmart was trying to fight the pandemic and ordered 8 million bottles of hand sanitizer and only 1 million sold.
Yeah.
Would Walmart continue to order more hand sanitizer? No. They would be trying to move the shit they already got.
Right.
So that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, bro, I got too many beats. I'm in charge of a team now. So we have a Dropbox full of hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands, probably thousands at this rate, of beats, thousands of loops. And we're continuously getting more loops and making more beats at all times. So I'm always juggling those and putting packs together. I don't need to be making more beats. I got the packs we send right now are 30 or 40 deep in beats. And that's curated. I go through every pack and curate that. So I'm just like, no weak shit. No, I trim all the fat in our packs and we're still stuck with like 30 or 40. What am I making beats for?
Right.
I'd rather make the play and try to get us all some bread. So that's where I'm at. Like when I do make a beat now, I feel like it's a single. So that's why I don't even put anything online anymore. Because I'm just like, I'm not putting that online. Like this needs to get shot. This needs to get sent out. Yeah. So that's where I'm at now. Like as an executive, your time, like I got a family now. You know what I'm saying? Things that just take up time. So it's a lot, dog. Like people don't understand when you get to a level, you have to understand what comes with the territory. If you want to be a producer, you need to go hard while you have no responsibilities. If you want to be an executive, be prepared to play that game. You got to get your hands dirty playing politics. You got to, deal with some unsavory folk, some fakeness. You got to deal with some fakeness. You got to see all kinds of fake people smiling in your face, talking behind your back. Like, that's all real, bro. And it all takes time. It all takes energy.
Yeah.
So you want to divert it somewhere else after a while. Like, I'll finish a beat or whatever, and I'm just like, all right, I'll make a beat next week.
Right.
And I'm out.
And just did right.
Yeah, I'm out.
Man,
I'm good.
that's crazy. It's crazy, man. I think a lot of people would be afraid. I know for me, like I've people tell me all the time, like the way I move is as an exec, right? But it's like I don't really want to dive into that lane, even though I'm moving like that. I don't want to really dive into it because I just love the creation process so much.
But I mean, and that is the fun part. The music is the fun part.
Yeah.
That's where you have fun, where you discover your new talents. You know what I'm saying? It's like me when I was playing basketball. That was going to the gym and getting up shots and trying the latest hard step back. That's fun. That's the fun part. You know what I mean? It's just like football. Playing the game is the fun part. Practice sucks. So that's how I like equate being an executive. Executive is like the practice of it. That's the learning the business side, learning how to move. That shit's not fun at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, stick with the music side as long as you have to. Man.
So
fuck this executive shit.
So switching up a little bit, man. So talk a little bit about just collecting royalties. I know that like that is something that a lot of producers want to hear. How you don't got to drop all the sauce because I know that's difficult to dive into, but like what should an upcoming newer producer that has a little bit of traction do if they don't know how to collect their royalties?
If you don't know how to collect royalties, like matter of fact, I think I posted something on my Twitter like 2 days ago. I retweeted somebody else who broke it down with like a 50-page sheet. First off, like for a lot of producers think they're dumb because they don't understand that shit. You're not. It's intentionally set up so that you don't understand what the fuck is going on. Wow. It's intentionally set up so that you don't even really know if your money's correct. You have to really be paying attention like a hawk, like for real. Like you would need to be counting your streams and making comparisons from quarter to quarter per song for you to really know if they're even paying you correctly or not. They know that no one's gonna fucking do that. So you don't know, do your best to learn it, but don't think that you're screwing up if you don't have a complete understanding of it. That's first. Second, to answer the question, the easiest way to collect your royalties is to set up a PRO. What's that? Publishing rights organization?
Performing rights organization.
Performing. There we go. Yep. So you need a PRO, and that's if you're in America, that's the major players are BMI and ASCAP, right? I think there's also CSAC in Canada, I think, right? Yep. And there's a couple other ones and the smaller ones, whatever. But those are your major players. You need to sign up with one of them to get your performing streams, your performance streams or whatever. But there's a whole other side, the mechanicals. They don't collect those. So this is where I say how it's fucked up, because you will see mechanical royalties get paid from them like in a small percentage on their payouts and shit. Doesn't make any fucking sense. So to answer the question, get a PRO, right?
Right.
To collect one side. To collect the other side, you need someone almost like what an admin deal does. You need a platform like SongTrust. I'm on SongTrust.
Okay.
That you register your songs with them as well, and they go nationwide, worldwide, globally, or whatever, and collect money for what you're owed on your mechanicals everywhere. So, and really, that's in a nutshell. There's actually a third facet that a lot of people don't do, which is Sound Exchange, who handles like the miscellaneous online royalties or whatever. Yeah. If you have all three of those, you should be straight. It's fucked up. We're in 2020. You should not need three damn. You should not need to register with three different organizations.
One thing that does everything. Like what are we doing?
It's intentional. They don't want you to have your money. They don't, because they get a cut out of it when you don't know your money's missing. What is it? 2 years? 2 or 3 years?
Yep.
If you go a few years without collecting your money, it gets redistributed to the top 1%, to the top 1% of the organization.
Yeah.
So people like Drake are getting your money you didn't know about because he needs more fucking money, right? So they get bonuses every quarter from people who didn't know they were missing money.
But this is why we go back to it. Do your research. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why this stuff is so important. Because if you don't know, you don't know, and then you're gonna miss out.
Yeah, and you missing out big. People are like, oh, my check is small. Yeah, because you only got your performance royalties, and you haven't seen your mechanical check in the last 3 years. Right. And now you won't, because Drake is spending it on Lamborghini. So that's over.
It's all gone now.
So, in a nutshell, this is what you need for anybody listening. And they're like, this was a long ass answer. Go sign up with BMI or ASCAP if you're in America, or whoever the big dog is in your area.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up with BMI, ASCAP. Then go sign up with SongTrust. Then go sign up with SoundExchange. Have them 3. Register your songs correctly. Learn your IMI number. Your IMI, think of it like a social security number that follows you around music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's irregardless of your PRO. It'll follow you around. Learn your IMI and start getting your paperwork in order, dog. Paperwork. You need it. Split sheets, all of that
Everything.
shit.
Everything.
Nobody. Here's a lesson to learn, man. Act like nobody is your friend, because everything is all good in music and everybody's buddy and everybody's, oh, that's my brother, dog, until it's business time.
Yeah.
And then you see that they do you dirty as fuck. You're missing money. You didn't get put on a split sheet at all. And they're like, oh, I'll break you off when I get paid. Yeah, but it's been 4 years. So he's been paid like 16 times now and you haven't seen the time. So get your paperwork, man.
Man, get your paperwork up.
That's a huge thing. I can tell you, dog, get your paperwork. And believe that little voice that says, something's wrong here.
Mm.
Like, if someone doesn't want to put you on paperwork, they're probably doing something that paperwork would not allow for.
Facts.
So, a lot of people say, oh, that's my brother. That's all. We don't even have an agreement between us. Well, if the agreement was straightforward, why would it not? It wouldn't matter that it's there. It's something that would hold you and protect both of you. Like, it would protect both of you if it was in place. Like, if I have an agreement with a manager saying 20%, I don't have to worry about him one day saying, I want 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. So get your paperwork in order. If somebody's being funny with your paperwork, they probably ain't for you, bro.
Yeah. So with that, man, talking about that, talk about how you make those connections with artists, man.
That's difficult. It's difficult these days because the lanes are flooded and because people are fucking it up. So I think lack of knowledge on our side makes it harder to get in contact with artists because producers nowadays want everything now. So like, I started making beats a month ago. How come I don't got a placement yet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, because your beat still sounds like beat beat boop with an 808 under it, bro. Like real shit, you're not ready. Right. But you think you're ready at that time. Like, we all start and think we think we're the coldest shit out.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is now, because of social media, it's a double-edged sword. So you have people who are not ready flooding the emails and inboxes and spamming all of their messages and DMs and all their posts saying like, yo, check this beat out, check this beat out. So the artists are closing down their lanes of communication to anyone from outside because all of it is spam. So now you have to find another way to get in contact with artists. You have to find the workaround. You got to find their weed carrier. You got to find their weed carrier to talk to, right?
Yeah.
You got to find a way to get in their face. You got to find somebody that can vouch for you to bring you into their circle now. It's not as easy as, back in the MySpace days. Not that I was a producer during MySpace days, but like seeing a lot of producers like Boy Wonder linked with Drake because he reached out on MySpace and it was that simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit doesn't happen no more. You're not going to DM an artist who's even bubbling and then just expect a placement to happen off of that. Like that shit don't really work.
Yeah.
So you got to get in contact with artists now, man. You got to be vigilant. You got to pay attention to your research. As we're saying, do your research. Like, that's what I was doing when I was in Tampa, man. Like, I'm not a clubber, but whenever I went to the club, it was on business. So I would say, like, a producer or artist I knew was going to a club or had a performance that night, I was hitting up the club owner. Like, hey, I need to be there tonight. I'm a music producer. I don't care nothing about your bottle service. I don't care nothing about these hoes. I need to get to the VIP room.
The VIP, that's it.
That's it. So, like, and I work like that, bro. Like, I would work like that. I was like on my Mission Impossible shit. I remember one time Khaled came to Tampa, and I knew the people around him because we're all from South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I make it look like it was like a plan. Like I would make it look like a fucking accident. So I'm standing next to the entrance of VIP or whatever, next to the security guard, just cooling, vibing out. And then, hey man, Khaled here yet? Yeah. Oh shit. I need a band to get back there? Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll be right back. Wait by the bar because I know they got come. He's gonna send one of his mans to the bar to get a drink. So I'm just gonna chill by the bar all night until that shit happens. It happens, and I'm gonna bump into that nigga on accident. Bump into my accident, And then you know, like, oh my bad, hey, ain't you so and so? And now he's gassed. He's gassed because he's like, you know
You
me.
know who I am?
Right. Now I'm like, yeah, of course I know you, dog. I'm from South Florida too, you know, blah blah blah. What? Yeah, son. Like I'm from Florida. I went to this school and whatever. Oh, I went to this school. No way. I didn't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? I do remember you. You just copped the red Mustang, dog. I remember seeing you on da 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 da. Oh man, yo, what's up with you, dog? What do you do? I'm a music producer. I was there just trying to meet Khaled, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like it's hard, dog. I don't think I'm gonna be able to, man. They ain't let me. Bro, I'm with him right now. Say word. You lying, dog. No, for real. Come on, dog.
Lying.
And I'm over here just like
There you go.
walking past security. Security's going, what the fuck? Like,
LeauxFi, you dropping too much sauce, dog. You dropping too much sauce.
Research, dog. Do your research. Do your research. You don't know how many times I've gone to clubs, to concerts, and done that shit. Matter of fact, I met I mentioned Playhouse for the session tomorrow. That's how we met. We met multiple times in Tampa. We met one time at an Aye Standard showcase that I got robbed in. Don't want to talk about it. I got robbed in that shit or whatever. I met him there, and that was the first time where he was like, "All right, you cool with it, you know, whatever." But we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
But we talked for a little bit and went our separate ways. And then Bryson Tiller came early in the days. Like, he's not a superstar yet. He came, and I'm friends with Ayo from Orlando, of course, one of his main producers early on. Producer of WAP. If y'all don't know, get familiar, do your research.
Shout out to Ayo.
Ayo, cold as fuck. He's like one of my mentors, man. So he came through. I knew he was there, but I couldn't get to him because he's in the VIP special invited guest section.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, damn, how do I get to Ayo? And he doesn't know the story either. But I was like, how do I get to AO? Because I could see him, but he's too far for me to shout, and I don't want to let no groupies. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm paying attention to people coming in and out of that section.
Yeah.
And then pull the same thing. I'm standing there. The security guard standing there. He ain't let nobody in. Big dude. I think he was a football player or something like that. Just walks out, and I see that he's got a band on. I was like, hey, you need a band to get to that section? And he was just like, I know the answer, of course. And he's just like, yeah, why? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just trying to talk to my man, AO. And he's like, oh, that's your man? So I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm texting him. I think his phone is dead. And he was just like, oh, shit, you want me to get him for you? And I was like, hell yeah. and I was like, hell yeah, because don't lie either. Don't fucking lie. Like, please don't lie, because if I said that I know him and then he goes to AO and AO is like, who the fuck is that guy? Now you're done for it. So,
right.
He was just like, oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm about to bounce anyway, man. Here, take it. So if I wasn't standing there waiting and watching and waiting for somebody who I know knows AO to actually use that line with, I would have never got there. So he gives me his band straight up right in front of the security guard. I'm gonna get the security guard like, walk past him, dap up AO. And because I'm with AO, now I get to go back and after the show, and we're like basically heading over to where Tiller is himself. And who do I run into there? Fucking Playhouse again. Wow. I run into Playhouse again, and I'm like, dog, is this fate? Like, why do I keep running into you? And I'm a nice guy, so I'm like, yo, you want me to meet Tiller? And he was like, what? I'm like, let's roll. He said, fuck it. So we both go to meet Bryson Tiller, and I introduce him to AO, and we just have a good fucking time, dog. And after that, I was like, yo, you're really cool. And like, for real, like, we had a real long conversation.
Yeah.
And he became like one of my best friends past that point, dog. So
that's dope.
Dope. Man. These are stories that no one has heard.
Man, we get the sauce on the producer spot, okay?
Man. So that's what you do. Do your research, know who the players are, know your target, dog. I go into some shits like it's a fucking mission, like I'm a sniper. Like, that's my target.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit everybody around his ass to get to him. I don't care. That's how it used to be.
So what advice would you give to an up and comer, man? An up and coming producer, up and comer, just creative in general?
Like I said, social media is a double-edged sword. It's a gift and a curse. Mm-hmm. So use it wisely. If right now we're in troll culture, so it's the fun thing for everybody to be trolling and to just talk random shit. I see every single day. I see people who are on Instagram and they like post fucked up comments to whoever posted a picture or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, oh, so-and-so is trash. And then the person responds to them saying like, oh, your mama or whatever the fuck. He just says some bullshit. And then the person and it's usually the younger people who do this, all of a sudden changes their tune and it was like, oh shit, I didn't think you would answer. What's up, bro? Huge fan. Da, 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 da. That doesn't
It's
work.
over. Right.
It doesn't work. Like you're operating from a standpoint of, I just want their attention. And that's not good. Bad attention from the person you're trying to work with is not good.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people think that they can just troll their way into getting attention. And I'm like, bro, people are taking notice of that and it becomes associated to you. So start treating yourselves like a brand early and you won't fall into that pitfall. That's huge advice on how to move, is to stop trolling, stop trying to be the funny guy all the time. And that will save you a lot of heartache when people like bring your name up and they're like, who? You talking about the troll dude? Oh no. He can't be in here.
Right.
And I've seen that and my heart broke for these people because I'm like,
Wow.
damn, he's a cold ass producer, but he's been playing too much.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that everyone knows him as a clown now because of that shit. So that's fucking him up. So that's something that I would tell people to do. Also, here's another way to reach out to people. And I want you to do this with a pure heart. Reach out to people as a fan. You know, stop reaching out to people with your hands out. Everyone wants to reach out with their hands out. People still hit me up like, yo, bro, we need to work. No, we don't need to do anything. I don't know you.
Who are you?
Yeah, like, I don't know you like that, bro. So I don't owe you a free kit. I'm not going to shop your beats just because you asked, like, you know, shit like that. So reach out as a fan, which is the way a lot of meaningful relationships start. My relationship with AO started with me as a fan. I reached out to tell him he's dope. My relationship with Taz started as a fan. I reached out to tell him he's dope. You see the common denominator here? Like, a lot of your meaningful relationships are going to come from you being your genuine self and not being too cool to reach out and say, yo, that shit was crazy that you did.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be something positive that they may remember. Or if they go back and double check and say, who is this guy? And then they look back and all they see is support. All they see is support. They don't see you like reaching out for nothing. You never asked for no favors, nothing. They just see that you were just like, yo, the kick, the pattern you did out of this world. Oh, that idea you did, like, and be genuine. Don't fake compliments. Don't do that shit. Please don't. Like, be real. People see through that and you'll get blocked just as fast.
Yeah.
So I say that because if you're a fan of somebody, they should know about it, right? Especially when we talk about producers. We're not megastars. We don't got like 30 million followers like some of these artists do. Producers, you know, like you might come across producers with 1 million followers, like tops, right? If they're not a legend. So have your name be attributed with something positive. So whenever they see a name, they're like, oh, that's my guy. I know who he is. We've never worked together. I've never met him, but I know he fucks with me for real. So whenever I drop something, I can count on this person's support. You know what I mean? Like, be known for that. So what happens is when you're known as the person who's just a cool guy, you're just the cool guy, you're the person that supports them, you've opened up a real line of communication where now you can talk about whatever. So I do that there's a lot of people I do that to, where I've reached out to them and it was on some bullshit. Like, it was on, they were watching anime in a story. Oh, what you know about?
What you know about anime?
Right. What you know about Sword Art Online and some shit like that, right? So, and they'll be like, come on, dog. And we will never talk about music. Anytime we have conversation, it's never about music.
Wow.
So that by the time it is finally about music, they know that I'm being genuine. I'm not coming to them with my hands out. I'm not just looking for a come up. They're looking at me like I'm a friend already. So
that's respect. Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. I feel like if you like somebody, you're a fan of them, they should know about it. And that makes things so much easier for you. Like, there's people I know who are fans of mine, and it's at the top of my list that when we catch our big deal, and I've said this to my team, I'm going to bless these people because they were there for us and they supported us through thick and thin when everyone else, you know, either went a different way or only reached out to us for something they want. So because they didn't do that, when we have our big celebration, there are going to be select few people I say, you're not with us, but I want you to come. I'm going to fly you out and I'm going to put you in the Airbnb with us, and we're going to come to our vacations with us if you feel like it.
Yeah.
So, you know, be genuine and stop being too cool to be a fan, and communication will become much, much, much easier for you, and you won't be looked at like a fucking leech because nobody likes that shit.
Man,
Real talk.
respect. Is there any so the last two things, man? What is next for LeauxFi and the 10? Like what's next for y'all?
Man, these records that need to drop. that's what's next, dog. Like that's the worst feeling in the fucking world is having huge records and you just there like this, waiting for that shit to drop. This ugly
If you
face.
only look, you on Twitter like if you only knew.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, people. That's some advice I could give is don't chase placements. I know we all do it, but don't think that placements are the end all be all. You get your first big placement and it doesn't really change your life unless it's a hit.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna wake up like you've been chasing a placement, you've been kissing all the ass you can find to try to work your way to a placement, and then you're gonna finally get it. You're gonna celebrate that night, and you're gonna wake up, and your life feels the exact same.
Wow.
Your bank account is gonna be the exact same for at least another 6 months. Your life is not gonna change unless it's a hit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could definitely say that like. Don't even taper your expectations. Even when you get notified that you got a placement and they do the split sheets and all that shit, taper your expectations. That song might not come out for another year or two, dog. It might never come out. That's the most common situation. You're gonna get a nice placement. You're gonna be so fucking hyped, and it never
comes out.
Never, ever drops. It gets shelved, forgotten about, and you're just there. So that's another tip. Don't talk about what you're doing before it's official. Like, don't tell people, bro, I just got one with Chris Brown, and it never drops. And everyone's like, so what happened to that Chris Brown record? And now you're sitting there eating your foot.
Right.
Sitting there looking stupid as hell, like, it never came out, but I swear I got one. Shut up, man. Like, get used to that, dog. Like, you know, a good example of that is Ray Shrummer recently, probably like last month or 2 months ago or something like that. I think it was either Ray Shrummer or Slim Jimmy or Mike Will made it. One of them from that camp said they just turned their project in and it's 700 songs to go through.
Wow.
Because basically they've been making songs nonstop for years, working for the next album, right? So, you know, a lot of people, all the comments were, oh my God, that's so dope. No one's working as hard as you guys. Wow, bro. All this other, you know, head ass, kiss ass shit or whatever. But I'm like, y'all not paying attention. There's lessons you can learn when you pay attention to the way other people move. What that means is that this album's going to drop with a max of like 30 songs, right?
Yeah.
That's 30 out of 700. So how many people are who have multiple placements with them that are never going to see the light of day? Them other 670 songs is getting trashed.
Yeah.
And they're probably never coming out. And that's how it is for every album. Look at Chris Brown. They say Chris Brown makes like 200 songs per album. I can verify this is fucking true. So when you get a place with Chris, it's kind of just like, it's the Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? It's the Hunger Games. It's just like, you know, may the odds be ever in your favor. Like, that's what it is. It's like, bro, I got the placement, but did I make the album? Because that's something too. Like I had that happen with Jaquise on his last album. Not the mixtape he dropped, but his album. Me and OG Parker had a record with him, and it sounded good. The reaction to it was great. The reaction to it was fucking great on his Instagram, and we thought it was on the album, and he just shelved it. So I had told people like, "Yo, I just got one with Jaquise. It's so dope," and it never came out. Wow. All I can show is a clip from his Instagram. And that's it. Right? Stupid as fuck. It happened again with Summer Walker. This one broke my heart. Summer Walker was me and OG Parker. We got one on her first album, the big album that just went platinum or whatever. Like that album, we had a record there. We had a record. It was done. And then London Track, he executive produced the record. So he took our shit off. He decided it didn't need to be there. There's another song that was similar enough to it that it didn't add anything. So he took our record off. So shit like that happens all the time where first you got to make the beat. Then you got to network and work your ass off to get the beat to the artist. Then the artist has to like it enough to either cut to it or you have to send it with a reference just to give it a chance.
Right.
Then if they like the record, it has to get to the label. The label has to say, yeah, we like that. You can put it on the album. And then when they've finished with all of that shit and they got 100 tracks to choose from, they have to cut the album down and you have to survive that. If you survive that and they listen to the project again and you survive that cut, because there's going to be another cut where like, you know, we don't
really ain't feeling that one.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, we don't need this many album cuts. We need another single here. You know, we need another whatever. Like they did to J. Cole on his first album. Like they're gonna fuck with the album a little bit more. You by this point, you've made it through like 4 or 5 selections. Now you're on the album.
That's crazy.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't make your life about chasing placements, bro. Go after them for sure, but there's other bags. Hence, where we come in with a fucking commercial. And I'm like, we want all the lanes. We want all the lanes, dog. But we've always said that. We want movies, we want commercials, video games. We want all of that shit.
How did that play come in?
Bro, so we have a new investor. I should say investor. He's like a manager. He's a co-producer, whatever. So I'm not really allowed to speak on that situation yet. It's still coming together.
Okay.
But he stepped in. He stepped in months ago, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped in. How much time do we got? Because I'll stay all night.
Come on. We got a little bit. We got about, I can go about 15 more minutes or so.
Oh, we straight. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'll tell a story. This is all born from me leaving Internet Money.
Okay.
So,
this all comes from you leaving Internet Money.
This situation is born starting there. So one of the guys who reached out to me introduces me to this person months and months ago. He probably introduces me at the end of last year to this person.
Okay.
And this person's a legend. The person's a legend. He's got a really dope career, whatever. And I'm ready. There's another tip. Stay ready. I have use Dropbox so you can stay ready. So if I was walking down the street and Timberland was like, "Ain't you LeauxFi? Show me something. Play a beat." I don't gotta go fumbling through my iPhone looking for. I'll be like, "What genre? What sound you got?" I got that because my whole Dropbox is in my phone, right? So it's one of them situations. So I'm talking to this guy, and he's on his way to a Grammy selection. He's like on the board for the Grammys and shit. So, he's not. I could tell he's not taking me seriously like that. You know what I mean? I could tell he's not. He's up there, dog. So I could tell he's not taking me that seriously. Like, he's listening to me, but he ain't really feeling me. So I'm like, you know what? I got something for his ass. And I hear he opens his door, and I hear the little ding, ding from his car.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "All right, well, look, guys, I just got to the place. I need to go inside real quick. I'm already kind of late." And I was like, "Look, you already gave me your email. I'm gonna send you a pack because you hear me doing all this talking, but this isn't working. So I'm going to send you a pack of us to show you what we sound like, to show you we're serious."
Yeah.
And he was, "All right, yeah, make sure you get it over to me." I was like, "All right, you'll have it before you reach the front door." And he was just like, "Yeah, whatever." So he says bye to the person who introduced us. And then he gets interrupted by BB Rexa. If y'all don't know who that is, she's a cold ass writer sings. So, this is normal to him. Like, I'm on the phone like, BB Rexa. So like, I can hear him say something to her. And then she walks past him or whatever. He's like, "All right, well, nice to meet you, LeauxFi. Make sure you send me that pack." And I was like, "Oh, I said that 4 minutes ago." And like, what? And I was like, "I told you that I would have it sent to you
before you hit the
front door."
Yeah.
And he was like, "You sent me a pack from the time it took me to walk to my car from the parking lot to the front door?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Nah, what'd you send me, like 5 or 10? I said, "No, we sent you 50. And he was like, 50? And I was just like, "Yeah." I was like, "We ready." He was like, "Let me see." And he checked, and he was like, "These better not be trash." And I was like, "Hit me up when you hear him." And he was like, "All right, bet." And he disappears for months.
Yeah.
For months. But I stay in contact. So now that that's there, I keep the fire going just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I start paying attention to the stuff he's doing. We comment back and forth so he never forgets me. And then one day, probably like, I'd say really only like a month, 2 months ago. So this is recent. He reaches back out of nowhere saying, "Hey, we got to talk." And I was just like, "You listened to the pack finally, didn't you?" and he was just like, and he was just there, just like, "Yeah, I listened to that. I had the SpongeBob, you ate a Krabby Patty." Face. Like, I was sitting there like, I know you listen now, because I could just hear it. And I was just like, "Oh yeah, there's a sense of urgency all of a sudden."
Right.
He was like, "Hey, we gotta figure this out. We gotta do something."
Yeah.
So from that time until basically 2 or 3 weeks, no, probably 3 weeks ago. Now at this point, he was just like, "Yo, I got the paperwork ready. Like, let's enter into something where it's mutually beneficial for everybody involved. And let's go get to this. I think you guys can be the next big thing." So he said that, and I was like, "Look, we want all the opportunities you get," because he gets opportunities in all lanes. He has so much opportunity that he has to turn a lot of it down.
Wow.
And we're like, we have an understanding now, like you're not turning down shit no more. Like you have like real like
Respect. Yeah.
Like, you don't turn down nothing no more. It don't matter what it is. You give it to us, and we're gonna handle it.
Right.
So he gets an opportunity for Blackish. Blackish is doing some kind of political episode about, you know, voting and voter suppression, shit like that. Damn, should I have said that? Whatever. Whatever. So they're doing an episode on that, and they're looking for a song where they're like, yo, we need a beat that's going to be like fun for kids to make a song about voting to or whatever. And we're like, that's a weird request. Fuck it. So we just made a pack like that night. We made a pack of like 10 to 15. Mm-hmm. We send it off, and he's like, yo, they need records to this. So we get a few more references cut. References is a secret weapon, by the way, guys. Like, everybody makes beats. Get references. Start building your team of writers and songwriters right now, and you'll save yourself a headache. So we had to go scrambling, trying to get references cut. Basically, we send it off to them, and it's just like, look, we went with a different selection. This isn't really what's gonna, like, we're not gonna go with yourself. It was dope, but it's not what we're looking for. And our guy was just like, they bugging, this shit cold. And he's like, I didn't even go through the whole pack. He's like, I made it to the third track, and he said, nah, this is the one. And then he got an opportunity where the campaign reached out to him and said, hey, what can you do about this? And he said, shit, I already got it. He took it from the Blackish pack. Wow. So he took our record, mine, me and my guy Sir Mo, we made it while we was playing 2K.
Yeah.
He was literally playing 2K and made that beat on, like, over the Xbox party. Like, he was working on it. He was doing the drums and shit. And I was like, yeah. Like, this work. Move this. And then he was like, man, fuck it. I'll send it to you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So he sent it to me. Still playing 2K. Working on the track. It just kept building. And I was like, you know, this needs like a drum line behind it. So I went and built the drum line behind it. I was like, yeah, this is coming together. I was like, yo, this sounds patriotic. What's more patriotic than this? The whistle. So I like this right here. Took the mic right here and put the whistle to that bitch. And that's how we made that beat. So co-signed it by Biden or whatever. Oh no, let me back up because I just confused two words. So we sent it to co-sign from the interns. We sent it to co-sign for the interns.
Got you.
Because we know he cuts references and, you know, I keep contact. So I'm like, yo, co-sign, help us out. Mm-hmm. He lays like a 30-second spot on it. We give it back. Don't hear shit. Or our guy sends it over or whatever. And basically, all of a sudden, we're like, so did Blackish take it? Now that we have a new version? Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, nah, they still didn't take it. They're done with that. We're like, all right. But yeah, we're pretty sure that Biden's going to take it. We're like, huh? We're like, what why are you so calm? Yeah, I was like, what do you mean Biden's going to take it? And they're like, yeah, like, because there was competition. Yeah. So they were just like, yeah, like there's a lot of records they're trying to cut from or make the official theme song, but I think they're going to select yours. And we're like, they're bullshitting because they seem a little too calm about that. But no, they really took that shit. So
that's crazy.
That's how it came about. It was made for Blackish, and Blackish said, nah, not good enough. And then it went to Biden.
Hey.
Okay.
All righty then.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, it just works out that way, dog. Like, it just works out that way. And, you know, here we are. They're like, it's going to air during the VMAs and, you know, got our money. And that's our first commercial. And because of that commercial, now we got other opportunities coming in, which is, you know, God is good, bro. It's a blessing. Like, we got Netflix hitting us up asking for stuff. I knew Netflix would be throwing the bag. I fucking knew. I knew they'd be throwing the bag. And sure enough, they really are, dog.
That's crazy.
I double-checked the price when they were asking for an opportunity. I was like, this can't be right. This is what they do for a 30-second spot? They're like, yeah. And I'm just like, what are we making music for? Like,
why are we making music?
Like, it's that kind of money where I'm like, we should not be making music. Like, this is what we should be doing. Like, so,
you know, like,
that's how it came.
I got no words. I ain't got no words.
That's how it came about, bro. It wasn't even meant for them.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was meant for what it was meant for. You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
it's wild, bro.
So, end this off, man. What do you want to say to wrap this whole thing up, man, before you give your shout outs of, you know, your camp and, you know, where people can connect with you at? What do you want to say, man?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on here. Of course, sure. As always, this felt like a conversation between homies, man. Like, this is how me and my team get down, bro. We just get together, and we just start clowning around. But I mean, all I want to say to people is like, take your time, dog. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I know everyone's sprinting. Everybody's trying to get on by a certain point in time where they think they're a failure. I saw somebody say like, I'm 23 and I don't have any placements yet. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, bro, most of the legendary producers didn't start making beats until 23. Like, you're straight.
Yeah.
You know, like, keep perspective. Don't burn yourself out trying to keep up with everybody else. Know that social media is a highlight reel and not a summary. So you're going to see the highest of their highs and none of their lows. It's a highlight reel, so don't compare yourself to that, man. Just run your race. You never know what's going to happen. Just run your race. Stick to your guns. Be true to yourself, and you'll make it. Do good business. Stop kissing ass. You're making it worse for all of us. And learn something, man. Learn something every day. Like, learn how to better your brand. Learn how to better your business. And learn the importance of living too. I think that's a big problem with our generation and the generation after us is no one knows how to really live and have fun. Everyone's just work, or team no sleep, or that dumbass shit, or you know, they're all basically just like, no, man, I can't. I'm on a grind 24/7, bro. And I'm just like, you know, you need to take time to celebrate. You need to take time to rest. You need to take time to have fun, because the reality, and this is gonna get dark. The reality is people die every day. So if you were to die next Friday, if you were to die tomorrow, you have nothing to show for it except for you worked hard.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. That's why when my team came together, the first thing that I demanded we do was take a vacation, and we dead ass did it. Like, that's the first thing we did is went on a cruise together, and it was fucking amazing. Life-changing cruise, and we can't wait to go on the next one. So learn to live, bro. Like, stop making your whole life about beats. Like, you know, you hear that all the time. What did you do today? I made beats. I made 20 beats. Go get the fuck outside and go learn how to play a sport, dog. Like, go. What the hell's wrong with you, dog? There's so much life to live, and all you did is make beats. That's boring as shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, learn how to go live your life, bro. Like, go have fun, y'all. Time is limited. So for real, like, that's a life lesson.
Yeah.
Don't make your life all about work. Life will pass you by, and you'll have nothing to show for it besides a #1 record. And at the end of the day, nobody fucking cares. Like, a #1 record is hot while it's hot, and when that record is gone, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Nobody cares. So live your lives, man, and do good. That's what I could say to people. As for my team, if you want to find me or my team, at LeauxFi across the board. If I have it, it's at LeauxFi. I spelled it that way. People ask all the time. I spelled it that way because when I changed my name from Tech to Maestro, I wanted to make sure that nobody had my name.
Yeah.
So if I spelled it the normal way, I know SEO would have been a fucking nightmare, because you would have looked up LeauxFi or LeauxFi beats, and you would have just got countless YouTubes of boom bap and shit. So I was like, nah, let me spell it a different way. So I spelled it the French way, and nobody had it. So I just took that shit across the board, and that's how that was born, man. So at LeauxFi for anything that I got, Twitter, Instagram. I don't use Facebook. Don't you dare hit me on Facebook. I have it. Don't you hit me on Facebook, man. Don't do that. YouTube, everything. Our team is called The 10. All of our handles are at The 10 TV. So at the spelled out 10 TV, and you'll see all the placements we got. We got like Spotify playlist with like 100 placements or whatever the fuck we got. Like, we're gonna come up, man. So follow along. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got big records. Really big records are waiting on to drop. We're working on some big projects. A couple movies we're working on right now. Like, we're on the way up.
Man, I'm definitely excited to hear it. Definitely excited to see what's up next, man. Like, just talking to you, we definitely got to stay in contact and just see, just whenever y'all want to come back on, whenever you want to bring anybody else on, just let me know, man. The line is open.
Of course.
Like, always. Like, this was super dope. It was like you said, it was a conversation with homies. Like, it was fun.
Of course, I appreciate it, man. Whenever you hit me, I'm here for you, dog. That's another thing too. Stop being fake busy. People fake busy all the time. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah,
people,
absolutely.
There's people who are like this all the time. They never let go of their phone, but they never answer anything. They don't ever answer texts, no DMs, and you could be sitting right next to them and just see them, like, look at their phone and then not answer. And I'm just like, bro, like
seriously.
I'm good with my phone, man. Like, y'all hit me up, I will respond. I'm saying some head ass shit you asking.
For sure. Man, thank y'all so much for tapping in. Y'all know what we do here, man. Collaboration, because collaboration thrives creativity. Remember to always create because you're created by the creator. Tap in with us. Make sure you connect with LeauxFi. His information will be in the description. Make sure you tap in on Spotify. We will be replaying this on YouTube. It'll be all over. I'll be putting clips on Instagram. Tap into the Instagram, because when we hit a certain amount of followers, I won't say how many yet, but when we hit a certain amount of followers, I know producers need melodies. I got a melody kit coming, so just be on the lookout. So
I'm gonna do you one better. We'll throw in. We actually have a gift set already to go to that we give away to people we fuck with. We'll give that to you. You can add that on.
Man, respect. So when we hit the certain amount of followers that I'm waiting for, and I'll drop the number this week. You got a melody kit coming from me, and then a gift set coming from the 10.
Yeah, it's a big ass melody pack. I think all my kits are in it. Like,
man,
it'll be dope.
All right,
it'll be dope.
Dope. So, here we go. We on the spot. That's what I'm talking about. So y'all know what we do here, man. Remember to tap in. Remember to stay positive. Remember to push, because your push is the key to your success. Love y'all, man. Make sure y'all tap in next Friday. We got another dope interview, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are.